What each individual can do about water scarcity in California. Many people have replaced their lawns with drought-resistant crops, which is really a good thing, but is this enough? LA has had a history of importing water, rapidly expanding beyond the limit of water resource, find new resources of water to import, and rapidly expanding again. There's no new source of water for LA to import. The climate of the Southwest is becoming hotter and drier. It would be difficult to maintain the current population with a drier climate. One solution would be to reduce the population through emigration. Some believe that mass emigration from LA and the Southwest is inevitable in the near future. We have seen how farmers are exporting and depleting California's water. The biggest offenders are almonds and dairy. More than water is required to grow almonds in the desert. 1,3-dichloropropane is a known carcinogen and contaminates groundwater. In 2013, California farmers used roughly 1,076,700 pounds on almonds alone. In the same year, the total amount of chemicals used on almonds is 22,600,000 pounds. According to USDA, 9 pesticide residues have been found on almonds. These include known carcinogens, suspected hormone disruptors, neurotoxins, developmental or reproductive toxins, and 4B toxins ranging from slight to high toxicity. Almonds might be good for you if you can find it without pesticide residue, but almond milk is actually acidifying for your system. Our blood has to be alkaline or we die. So our system protects us from acidifying foods by drawing minerals from our organs, muscles, and bones to keep our blood alkaline. In addition, almond products often contain sweeteners and thickeners like carrageenan that can cause inflammation. A very effective solution to our water issue is to say no to California almonds and all almond products like almond milk. This is a well-publicized case of dioxin poisoning. Dioxin gets into our system through food, not just any food, but meat and dairy in particular. This chart from the EPA makes it very clear that if you minimize your consumption of dairy and meat, you minimize your exposure to dioxin poisoning. All man-made toxins accumulate up the food chain. The higher on the food chain and the larger the animal you eat, the more toxins you take in. This is because you are taking in the toxins that the animal has ingested in its entire lifetime. Almonds and dairy are examples of what harms the environment also harms you, and vice versa. This makes sense because we are, after all, part of the environment. We have been encouraged to buy local to reduce energy used for transportation. That's great advice if you happen to live where there is local water. If you live in Southern California, there's little benefit in energy conservation in buying local due to the large amount of energy used in diverting and pumping water. Instead of buying local in the desert, which is not environmentally friendly, perhaps we should live where buying local actually makes sense. It is time that we go beyond the 3 R's and start to rethink how we live and refuse to participate in a system that produces short-term gains at the cost of environmental and personal health. The ecological footprint is an expression of the environmental impact of our lifestyle. It is calculated based on our food consumption, how and where we live. We make a difference simply in our choices in these matters. We need to live in a way that respects the environment. We need to eat in a way that respects our body. Beef, dairy, almonds, and processed foods are also expensive. When you reduce the consumption of these products, you save money, conserve water, protect the environment, and your health. Rachel Carson wrote, "But man is a part of nature, and his war against nature is inevitably a war against himself." She also wrote, "The human race is challenged more than ever before to demonstrate our mastery not over nature, but of ourselves. Mastery of ourselves is mastery of consciousness. A choice is only conscious if we knew the consequences of the choice. Conscious choices made by ordinary citizens in everyday living create the start of a sustainable future."